Hey guys, Brian with Buffalo Beer Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at, say, part 2 of the Citra Smash-ish homebrew that I did a couple of videos ago. I'll throw a card up to that video right over here. So I kind of wanted to do the video down here in the brew space. One, because it's still late March in Buffalo and it's still cold as hell outside. And, you know, the beer is right here in the kegerator, right next to me. So I did pull a little bit of a sample yesterday from the keg after I force carbonated it for a little while, and I was really pleased with it. So I wanted to get a little bit of it into a glass, and I wanted to show you guys the end result of that recipe. And I was really happy with it. So I'm going to flip this around, see if I can't record the draft, and that'll be that. Okay, so take a look at this thing. It's awesome. Before we get into the beer, I wanted to go over a couple of numbers that I hit. So my original gravity, my starting gravity was 1.065, and I checked a gravity at day 6 and it was down to like 1.012. I let it ride for another 2 days, so I pulled another gravity at day 8 and it was 1.011, which at that point gave me an ABV of 7.1%. And I was really happy with it. I figured 7.1%. I only had another like day or so off from the fermentation. So I was happy kegging it then. We used the White Labs Burlington yeast, and the whole thing was active. Like second day in, the fermentation was active and it was robust, and it seemed to last maybe till like day 4, and even after like the Krausen kind of subsided a little bit, you could still see this really active sort of stuff going on in the beer. It was really cool, and it got me excited about the whole thing. So here I am, I'm pulling off this beer, and it's, you know, the honey malt is right in there. It's this really borderline like leather, light tan leather and deep orange sort of body to it. It could still really use another day or two to carbonate in the keg, but I was really happy with it. And I was really, really relieved to smell almost no sort of bitterness. Oh, and you know, again, why would you perceive that without any sort of boil hops? But still, you know, I'm still keeping my fingers crossed with, you know, with the higher ABV and the higher gravity readings and stuff like that. I wanted it more to be enjoyable and Citra-based enjoyability, as opposed to, oh, we're just going to make a 7.1% banger. Do you know what I mean? So you get these really great aromas of orange and tangerine, and you don't get any of like any dank component. You don't get any bitterness. You don't get any sort of maltiness. It's all concentrated orange on the nose, and it's really exciting to be able to do something like this. Do you know what I mean? And then you go in for the taste, and you get welcomed with this candied orange and this, again, the tangerine vibe. Little bit of bready qualities to the very end of the tasting curve, but there's no bitterness. And I can't believe that I made a 7.1% drinker that is this easy. Wow. Yeah, the 7.1% is very well hidden. I think in those steeped hop sort of notes that it brings out, and in the dry hopping. I did add some hops to the keg this time around. I have some hardware coming from Amazon that might be able to help me keg hop a little bit easier. But overall, you do get a bit of sweetness. I think perceived sweetness as like an aftertaste, but it's not bad. It's not terrible. And overall, I was really happy with this. And this is going to go in as like a starred sort of recipe in my Beersmith. And definitely something that I'd like to brew again, just to see if I can repeat the numbers and continue to make a quality homebrew like this in the future. I will say, I think this beer performs a little bit better when it's warmer, a hair bit warmer. When I was bringing it from the fermenter to the keg and force carbonating it, it was room temperature, even though down in the basement it is still, you know, kind of chilly. It seemed to do well a little bit warmer. Like, I felt like the body was a little bit more well-rounded. Those citric characteristics were a little bit sweeter, a little bit more aromatic and stuff like that. But this is still really nice out of the refrigerator, out of the kegerator. Heck yeah. So that's a little look into the Citra Smash-ish homebrew that I did a couple of batches ago. If you guys think that this is something that's right up your alley, brew it. I will, well, the original video has the recipe, so I won't add it into this recipe, but brew it and let me know what you guys think about it, or any tweaks that you guys might suggest that might make it even more enjoyable. So thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.